This week on Stogie Geeks, episode 261, we interview Phil Zanghi of Debonaire Cigars and Indian Motorcycle Cigars. We have live in studio Jake Healy for our industry spotlight and Sticks of the Week, all right here on the Stogie Geek Show.
This is a Security Weekly production. Broadcasting live from G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island, it's the show where cigars burn slow, ashes fall fast, and cocktails flow steady. It's the Stogie Geek Show. Hat tip, can we play that?
Yeah, one more time.
Can I hear a...
Yes!
Yeah!
Enjoy the dirt.
Guests and friends here in studio, including a regular cast of characters, Mr. Joe Hollywood to my right.
How are you?
That's awesome. Joe D's here, Rainman's here. What's going on, Joe D?
Roundtable discussions.
Havana Cigar Club, located in Warwick, Rhode Island, is a great place to enjoy a drink and a cigar. Stogie Geeks listeners can find a $5 off coupon on our website by clicking the HCC logo.
Welcome to the Stogie Geek Show. I am your host this week, Joe Hozempa. This is episode 261. We're jumping right into the interview. We are speaking to Phil Zanghi. I assume he needs no introduction. If he does, go to the wiki page, wiki.stogiegeeks.com. We'll get his bio up there for you, and you can follow us along with the show notes. Phil, how are you, sir?
I'm blessed, gentlemen. How about yourself?
We're doing pretty good. We're going to jump right into the interview segment. I just found out that you are a boxing fan. Is that correct?
I'm a fanatic. More like a fanatic.
All right, so we're going to spend our last 5 minutes of our time with you, our short time with you. We do have a time constraint for the listeners at home, so we're going to have to reschedule. And I actually had a whole segment planned for Phil to talk about boxing. I am a fanatic. I am a participant, but I guess we'll just squeeze that in on the last part. We have someone here who is chomping at the bit to ask you a question, who should need no introduction. His name is Jake Healy. Jake,
What's going on?
how you doing,
Brother
sir?
Jake.
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm also joined by my co-host this week, Joe D. How's it going over there?
What's that, boys?
Doing good?
Yeah, man.
Jake, shoot.
How you doing, Phil?
I've known Phil for a
blessed.
long time.
To see you.
You know, it's good to see you, actually, because I haven't seen you in quite some time now. When they asked me to come up with a couple of questions, the first thing that sprung to my mind was, you're so laid back. If you were any more laid back, you'd have trouble getting off the floor. Everything's easy, everybody's happy. And Jonathan Drew, hanging out with Jonathan Drew is like being in a pinball machine. You know what I mean? He's over here, he's upside, and he's a great guy and he's awesome to hang out with, but it always kind of seemed like you guys could be a sitcom. Like, you guys are the odd couple.
Probably.
So when it came around to kind of getting Drew Estate to do the distribution, how did that come about?
Great question.
It was actually through John. He came down to a pro cigar festival that's actually coming up right now. And he was with me at the factory tour. And he said, hey, you know what? I got this new people work. I'm working with Swisher now, and they're looking for something to distribute the premiums. And what would you think if I pitched it? So actually, Johnny's the one who pitched it to him. And then, sometimes when your buddies say stuff, you're like, okay, cool, man, no worries. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to put it through the channels. And it went through the channels, and it got set in stone. And next thing you know, we've been distributing. It's almost going on 2 years now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it really is great because I've always been a huge fan of Debonaire cigars, and they were hard to get for a while. So it's good to see that you now have a whole new fan base and a whole new customer base that's been turned on to the product.
And it's guys like you, though, that really did a lot for me. Rhode Island's been one of my strongholds of Mr. Joyle, and then you got on board, and a lot of people have now, I keep it real exclusive, too. I don't really sell it to many people. Still now, I'm really tight with it. It's in the DDRP program of Drew Estate, and we're working on a whole new projects that are coming out now to do like a big push in the DDRPs coming up this year, and also with Indian Motorcycle, we got some new cool things coming out. It's just got to really keep up on pace and all that stuff. And it's fun. It's been interesting. I've learned a lot because I've been manufacturing for years. but I wasn't really in the public eye much for like about 10 years. So getting back in it, it's that the first 3 years by myself, then there's the last 2 years with them, and I've learned a lot. It's been a super good education. It's a real big outfit, and I've learned a lot from them, and it's shown me how to do business in the big scale.
Yeah. Which one do you like better, Phil? Not to put you on the spot, but being in the public or kind of being in the background?
I like it both. To be honest with you,
Both have their pluses and minuses, right?
Yeah, both have the pluses and minuses. It's like being the trainer and the fighter at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I have a funny feeling this interview is going to go probably really into boxing really quick. With Joe D, you have a question?
I'm a big fan of all your work, Phil, and I felt that Daybreak is, had the luxury of smoking that recently, and man, I feel that's like the last feather in the cap that was needed, the portfolio, and man, is that a great stick. Very enjoyable.
Thank you so much. That's what, it's weird you say that last feather in the cap term. I mean, that's kind of pretty much what I thought.
Yep.
I pushed Debonaire with the Havana first, and then I brought the Maduro out. A little more, party offerings. Then everybody was saying, you need to do a Connecticut, especially in the Northeast where you guys are at. You do a Connecticut, it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing.
For sure.
So I tried new blends and stuff, but I said, you know what? The core blend, the Debonaire, is so good. Let's see what it really will taste like with a Connecticut shade, an Ecuadorian Connecticut that's been cured for like 2 years. So it's not so high yellow. It's more golden. But man, that's exactly the same blend as on all the Debonaires. I didn't change anything. But it's such a drastically different cigar. It's so much smoother, buttery. I mean, it's brought a new life to Debonaire. Well, Debonaire wasn't stalling, but it was super slow growth.
Right.
But now it's like it's jumped off.
Spice, earth, nuttiness, it all all encompassing, and it's a very smooth cigar. Very tasty.
Yeah. It's like smoking a stick of butter. Delicious.
Keep buying them, keep pushing them, because I'm going to keep making them.
Absolutely.
Nice, absolutely. You have another question, Jake? Statement?
Trying to think of how to say this. So now you kind of have started traveling a lot more. What's that sort of like, that exposure of meeting the people that are smoking the cigars? Because I feel like when you're down in the factory, you don't hear as much feedback. What's it like getting that feedback, and how does it change what you do?
Well, since I started, I traveled a lot. But with these guys for the last 2 years, it's been at least 100 days minimum on the road. So what I can say is that I truly do love people. People seem to really take to me, and it humbles me. And a lot of people, the amazing thing is I've been doing the prayer for the day and the positive thoughts for the day since I started. And there'll be times I'm in Michigan or Chicago or middle of nowhere places, I mean, not even those aren't middle of nowhere. I'm talking little places, in like Montana or something. And someone will come up to me during an event, say, "Hey, you're Phil Zanghi, huh?" I go, "Yeah, man." And you are. It's nice to meet you. And they're like, "Well, I just want to say thank you for putting those prayers up every day. I look forward to them." And they're like, "Give me a hug." And they're like, "Well, you make cigars too, don't you?" I go, "Yeah, I mean, I'm the Debonaire guy." That's
A few.
He goes, "Yeah, I saw this event." And they're like, "Well, they go and grab handfuls of them." I'm like, "Have you ever smoked my stuff?" They're like, "No, I do now."
Yeah.
And
I always enjoy the prayer of the day.
it's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people dig it. I do it just for myself and for everyone out there. It's not really to be answered. It's more to start the day off with a good positive thought. And especially in this day and age with all kinds of stuff happening out there in the world, it's just something, a breath of fresh air sometimes,
It's a refreshing counterpart to bring together with the world of cigars, man. It goes hand in hand.
That's the Debonaire ideal. I mean, you'll be seeing this year we're coming out with a 12-month Debonaire calendar, and each month has its own either thought or idea or part of the idea. We have a bunch of stuff that we're more focusing on. It's going to be more alchemy driven, not to let the cat out of the bag. We're going to be our promotions and media is going to be more towards education of what Debonaire really means, And then on the Indian front, we're working with Indian very close now, and more than ever before. And we're going to, if it's in your blood thing, their new ad campaign, we're working close with them, and the Smoke History campaign, all that together. It's just Yeah, but getting back to being on the road, I mean, the only thing I miss is my family, you know, and that's. But I don't miss any dates that are important. No anniversaries, no birthdays, no holidays, stuff like that. But I love it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like being on the road. I like staying in hotels. I like moving around. I'm a hyper guy, and I like people. I like talking to people. I like learning stuff about new towns and cars and people, like just talking. I'm interested in people. I just like people, you know. I like to see what they're saying. And in between, we smoke a cigar together. We create a memory together. We it's a budding friendship thing, or an acquaintance turned into a friend, and that's what I love about this industry, and that's what I thought lacked a lot of times, is that personalization. That's why I busted my butt for those first 3 years, me, myself, and I, being on the road, being the salesman, being the distributor, you know, and it's paid off. We're just, this year's earmarked for huge growth, and I can't wait. I just want to thank everybody out there that's believed in me, still wants to buy the stuff, still wants to listen to me, and I just can't be more thankful, and I just feel, you know, blessed, honestly.
Appreciate your hard work, and happy to have you back in the spotlight, man, where you belong.
Yeah,
Beautiful
and
thing.
if you've
you
never
so much.
been able to meet Phil or been to an event with Phil's been at, you definitely got to find one, because hanging out with Phil is definitely a great experience.
I heard rumor that you're
Thank you,
potentially. I heard rumor that you're potentially making the pilgrimage up here to the Northeast. Is that true?
I've heard inklings of that.
Is that true?
I'm coming soon. I'll be there soon once it warms up.
Welcome visit. There you go.
So what do you think? June?
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
Hey, June. It's on the calendar. I always love the Northeast. I'm going to start. It just got so much that there were so many territories that I never went to, you know, and the Northeast. I like the Jakes of the world and the Joyles of the world and the Zach Fatakases and Worcester and the Garofalos and all these guys. They're my friends. You know?
Sure.
So I kind of tell them what I'm doing and explain to them why I'm not going to be there. And they understand that because it's a business. And they're like, well, go do your business, but you're always welcome home. But for me, honestly, coming to the Northeast is my favorite part. I love it. I'm from there. I love doing all the stuff that, you know, all the trappings of the Northeast, you know, from the leaves changing to the summertime going by the lake and the flea markets and, you know, the seafood. I just love it. I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I plan it real strategically so I can actually have fun and stay over weekends and stuff and go do stuff and go see my friends. And, you know, it's home of Indian. You're talking about Springfield, Mass. My grandfather's from Boston. My other part of my family's from New York. I mean, I'm a Northeast person. You know, I love it.
Yeah, awesome.
Looking forward to pinning you in for a live interview in studio next time you're in New England.
Yeah,
We'll get open seat for you.
when you're in studio, we definitely got to hone down a bigger time space so we can, you know, talk a little bit and expand more.
You know, you're all new. You're all new there. I've been doing this show since like the inception, and I mean, I would be there for hours on end.
Joe just wants more time to talk boxing.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I know the Stogie Geeks listeners like, you know, ask them some questions, right? Ask them some questions. You know, anything coming
I
up?
sponsor fighters. I'm sponsored fighters at the beginning. I've sponsored fighters. Edwin Rodriguez out of Worcester. I had Ivan Redkech out of LA, a Ukrainian guy.
Mm-hmm.
I got a guy Diego Arias here out of the Dominican. Another name Debonaire Dustin. He's out of Florida. I love the fight game. You know,
yeah.
I love it. I just don't fight. No, I train every day. I still spar. I still all that, but there's no fighting in me no more. I mean, there's no future in it. But if I can live vicariously through these cats, it's pretty blessed. And the gentleman that works for me, Jared Ingrasanos, who's my brand manager at Drew State, he came on last May. That guy's been integral in a lot more of my success and the growth we've been doing now. Great guy, ex-fighter himself, in incredible shape. Just a good guy. He knows more about boxing. He's forgot more about boxing than I know.
Yeah, awesome. We got to get him and you on the show as well. And does he travel with you or no? He wouldn't travel to the Northeast?
Sometimes.
Oh, I was say
sometimes he was just there for last year. We've done twice the Mickey Ward event.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, the golf outing. You
Yep.
know, so he was there for one of them. The year before was John Hart. So I'm trying to get up there this year. That's why I'm trying to plan around that time. That's when you'll see me. So maybe we all can meet over there, and you can help support the cause, and also meet Mickey. And there's a bunch of fighters around there. It's good stuff.
Yeah. That sounds like an awesome segment and a great opportunity to expand. I love it. I still spar myself. Sparring youngsters at the moment. So I'm chasing a 23-year-old and a 25-year-old. If you're doing the math, I'm 43. But it's amazing, like seeing the future of the sport and how fighters are not what they used to be there. But then again, within that game, nothing really is. And then even, I don't know if you've ever gotten into the MMA aspect of it too, the mixed martial arts component.
It's fighting, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's all
It is.
fight.
It is.
I love it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it all. Boxing's sweet science, so I go back home.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I grew up on tough man boxing.
Oh, for
Of
that.
course.
You remember those the 3 5-minute rounds?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Some farmer from Idaho and a dad from like Wisconsin. and
Yeah.
They'll throw them together, and whoever
With
wins gets
Butterbean,
15 grand.
Butterbean and all that.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, absolutely.
I used to
Absolutely.
beg my dad to go on that show.
Well, your interview turned into more of a coming soon preview, right?
Yeah, man.
Because of your time constraints, but I do want to have respect for your time, and I want to follow my word and have you out of here on time for that. So if in the next couple of weeks, if we could schedule an hour together, if you could, email us back and let us know, maybe we can
Sure, no problem.
maybe
No-
we can fulfill
Thing
that.
is, remember, I'm an hour behind you guys.
I know, rookie move. It was a
And
rookie.
that was the only.
It was a rookie move by us. It was a rookie move, but I know. Anything you want to say? Just to kind of wrap this up. Like I said, he's got a time constraint, and
Right, my introduction to your product, Phil, was Indian Motorcycle. Had a 2000 Indian Chief, maroon and cream back in the day, and that still holds true. That's my favorite in the line. All sizes, smoke's great, and just curious. You work with Drew Estate, but any other future collaborations on the front that you can maybe tip us off, give a little teaser if there's anything, or you want to hold that for next time?
We just got some new stuff coming out of dealership program for Indian. Got to be spread around. We're going to be working. We're doing some this year. We're earmarked this year to do some bike giveaways.
Nice.
Some big stuff.
There you go.
Ooh.
It's going to be pretty intense. It's going to be great. And we're just looking to put more cigars in people's hands. I mean, that's what it comes down to,
Yeah.
And everyone's loving the stuff. It's not gone down. I mean, Indian it's still, they're better than ever. I never stop making improvements at the factory level. And I got a great factory behind me, De Los Reyes, Yurka Reyes, Augusto Reyes. These are some real good people that are like family to me. I got some great partners in Danny Sinclair and the rest of the cats there at Debonaire House that are my main partners. As I said, I got Jared Ingressano, the new addition, but he's an old soul. He's been integral in keeping me on pace, and he's got the learning out there that he knows the streets, he knows what's happening. No, basically what it's going to be is going to be a lot more content
There you go.
for Debonaire
Okay.
and for Indian. So you're going to see a lot more of what it really means, and just trying to build the brand more because the brands are still very young, and to muddy the water with all kinds of new stuff, even though I brought a lot of stuff out because of the FDA, and I have it in my cachet, but I don't think we've even seen what Indian, Maduro, and Habano can do. I don't think we've even seen.
Time will tell. Beautiful thing.
The vehicle of Daybreak, what that will do for Debonaire. So that's it. Let's give it some time. And guys like you loving it mean a lot to me. And we'll put together another hour when we really can sit and talk, and we'll go over everything you want to go over. And we'll talk fighting all you want and whatever.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Thank
Appreciate
you,
it, Phil. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, Phil. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Stogie Geeks listeners, we'll be right back with the next segment. Stay
you, Phil.
tuned. We're also going to do a wrap-up about this interview. Thank you. We'll be right back.